Hello, my name is Annabelle Rodriguez, and for this project, I would like to talk about cerebrovascular accident, also known as a stroke in children. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. Cerebrovascular accident is the medical term for stroke. A stroke is when blood flows to part of the brain. A stroke can happen in the right or left side of the brain. In this case, I would like to talk about a stroke in the left side of the brain, which is very different than a stroke in the right side of the brain. For instance, when a person has a stroke in the left side of the brain, they are paralyzed on the right side of the body. And also, other functions on the left side of the brain can be affected. A stroke is said to be very rare in children. However, it can happen at any time in a children's life. This is why early recognition and treatment are very crucial in order to prevent lifelong disability and, in some cases, save the children's life. As you can see in the picture, these are some symptoms and implications that children with a cerebrovascular accident in the left hemisphere can experience. For instance, they are paralyzed from the right side of the body, and also other functions that the left side of the brain normally do can be affected, such as they may experience language, reading, and writing problems, possible aphasia, which is word finding problem. They can also experience perseveration, which is repeating the same word or phrases many times. They can also experience dysphagia, which is difficulty in swallowing. They may also have attention deficit, difficulty distinguishing left from right. Additionally, they can experience visual spatial problems, which is when they fail to respond to stimuli located on the contradictional side. They can also have memory deficits, mood switch, low frustration tolerance. They can have sleep disturbances or difficulty sleeping. They can also have problems naming urges and impaired verbal and math skills. Last but not least, they can also have loss of ability to plan movement or aphasia. Besides their symptoms and implications, children can also experience many difficulties in their social, cognitive, physical, and affective or psychological domains. For instance, in the social domain, children may have problems interacting with others and making connections. They can show symptoms of isolation, which can lead to frustration with group experience. And in the cognitive domain, they may have difficulty with self-conscious about appearance, language difficulty, memory, and attention deficits. On the other hand, in the physical domain, this is where most of the difficulties are located. As stated before, the children are paralyzed from the right side of the body. They may lose a lot of function from the right side of the body, and they may have difficulty planning movement. Last, in the affective or psychological domain, children may develop depression, frustration, and they may be anxious because of their slow recovery. The process of recovering and trying to get back to their lives before the stroke can be very hard and frustrating, especially for children that are in a rehabilitation center without their families. They may suffer from depression, anxiety, isolation, and many other emotional problems. They need a lot of emotional support, such as being there for them, listening to them, and designing activities that will help them overcome their depression, anxiety, and isolation. The activities need to be fun, they need to keep them entertained and feel that they are at home, while at the same time helping them as much as we can for them to get back to their home as soon as possible. One type of art therapy is mask making, which is a very rewarding and creative process. Mask making appears in many different cultures and throughout human history. For instance, for the Indians, masks were a serious art form. They were also created and used for spiritual healing and life traditional rituals. Also, they were used as a protection from enemies. However, in our culture, their use has been primarily for fun by children at Halloween and masquerade parties. Masks can be made from any kind of material, such as paper, clay, wool, and many others. The process is very creative and it gives the opportunity for children to express their emotions and be creative while facing this difficult time. For children who have experienced a cerebrovascular accident, the process of recovery is very long and hard. However, mask making is one of the therapeutic approaches that help children help themselves in many different ways, such as in the physical, emotional, cognitive, and social domain. For instance, in the physical domain, children will use their hands to make the mask. So this will help them with the fine motor movement of their hands. On the other hand, in the cognitive domain, children are expected to be creative, think of how they want to do the math, and then apply this to their math. Children also can stay focused on one task. In addition, math making can help them in the affective or psychological domain because they express their emotion through the math, which is one way in which children can be comfortable talking about their feelings and problems. And it can decrease symptoms of depressions and frustration. Last, math making can decrease isolation and help children build social skills by interacting with other group members. For children with a stroke in the left side of the brain, I created Activity Analyze, which the name is going to be Santa Claus Face Max. It's a group activity, and the location will be in the art room. The time of the activity will be for 30 minutes to an hour. The materials needed will be water paint, be brushes, color pencil, paper plates, color papers, and Christmas ornaments. The activity analyze also highlights the skill required for the activity and also the goals and objectives that children will gain from the activity. The activity will be about making a Christmas mask, either be a paper plate or paper. Residents can either paint it or color it. They can choose how they want to decorate the mask with the favorite colors and items, put any kind of Christmas ornament that they want, and just be creative in their own way. The recreational therapist will explain will first explain and demonstrate how to make a face mask. The resident can follow that partner, or they can create their own. The recreational therapy will go around the table asking questions and saying things to encourage the resident and helping them if they need any help. There will be two tables with 5 residents in each table, and there will be approximately 3 recreational therapists. The room needs to be wheelchair accessible and with a lot of space so residents can move anywhere they want. I want to end this presentation highlighting some of the warning signs of a stroke. It is very important to act quickly if you suspect that someone is having a stroke. Remember to act fast. Is for face. Is their face dropping? Can they smile? A is for arms. Are there any weakness in their arms? S is for speech. Do they have difficulty talking? And T is for time. It's time to call the ambulance. Remember, this can help someone's life and prevent someone's symptoms.